I bought a wallet today, probably the first one in 20 years. It made me wonder if it might be my last. Story 1. It is wild how something so small can hold 20 years of life receipts, identification documents, fortunes, heartbreaks, and cash for tips. Story 2. I have unfortunately owned quite a few of them. My first one lasted about 10 years, but I have never been able to find a proper replacement. Recently, when another one got torn, I tried experimenting with different styles and ended up owning even more. This happens a lot to me. I find something great, it lasts me a decade, and when it is worn out, I cannot find suitable replacements. Story 3. I have had a few wallets. The inexpensive leather ones wear out quickly. I was gifted a high-quality leather wallet a few years ago, and it lasted a long time. It was damaged, so I needed a new one. I got a card holder instead and much prefer it to a larger wallet. Story 4. I am a leather worker. I make my own wallets. Pro tip. Anytime you see the phrase genuine leather, know that it is the cheapest, lowest quality, most chemically processed kind of leather possible while still legally being considered leather. It is the particle board of leather. Story 5. I bought a leather trifold wallet when I was about 14 and kept it until my wife bought me a new one when I was 40. The old one was still in good condition. Story 6. I transitioned to a phone case folio wallet about a decade ago. They are very affordable, made by wrapping cardboard in some kind of leather, and as long as there is a gel silicone case inside for the phone, it is almost indestructible. Most importantly, it combined phone, wallet, and keys into just phone and keys. I carry my license, credit cards, and almost no cash. It's 2025, and unless you are involved in illegal activities, you probably do not need much cash. Apple Pay, digital payment methods, and your cards should suffice. Story 7. I bought a wallet in March called the Groove Life wallet. My last wallet lasted me 7 years and had been to 15 countries with me. My friend's dog chewed it to pieces. Story 8. I have not purchased a wallet. I was gifted one by a wonderful girl when I was in my teens. I have not replaced it. It is getting quite worn at this point, and I probably should replace it. However, it is a good reminder of a person I really like and admire. Story 9. I get them as gifts. Recently, I opened one I had kept in the box for about 3 years. It's nice, but I don't know how many I have had or will have. That was never something I paid attention to. I had a really good one once, though. This one is really good in a different way. I have become minimalist as I got older. Story 10. Around 4 years ago, I got a new one. It is one of those where you press a button at the bottom, and it fans your cards out for you, but that mechanism does not work anymore. Hopefully, it will last 15 to 20 more years. Story 11. The last time I bought a wallet was in 2020 to replace the one I lost in 2015. I am not really a wallet person, but it is a nice leather wallet and it is well looked after. Story 12. I'm on 7 or 8. I lost a few, worn out a few, and bought a cheap Ridge type a few years back on Amazon. I lost the screw and eventually the elastic will need replacing, but unless I lose it, this one is probably for life. I'm 45. Story 13. I change mine once every 3 years or so, sometimes just to change things up. I'm sure I've had wallets last 5 to 7 years. I have never had a wallet I wanted to keep for 20 years, though. Story 14, 20 years ago, although I will buy a new one next month. My current wallet is too big and bulky now that I basically only use a few bills occasionally and about 4 cards. I used to have many cards for different stores and a lot of coins as well. With changing times, we need different wallets. Story 15. In 2012, I had the best wallet of all time. I wish I had bought 10 when it was available. I hope to never buy another wallet again. Story 16. In 2018, my last one was in my truck when someone stole it. I got the truck back but not the wallet. I think this one has at least a few more years left. I believe I have had about 4 or 5 in the last 20 years. So, barring a few mishaps, I think the total will be around 10 to 15 in a lifetime. Story 17. 9 years ago. I don't plan on another one until this one is falling apart. My father had his for 35 years before it took enough water damage for the seams to come apart. Story 18. I have had mine for more than a decade, but I did not buy it. My brother gave it to me for Christmas. I have probably had 4 total wallets in my life. Story 19. My mother-in-law gets me a new one every Christmas. So I guess I will own a fresh wallet every year until she dies. Story 20. I haven't owned a wallet in almost 20 years. I bought a money clip for a concert I was going to and never went back. Story 21. My current wallet was a gift, and since it is a Ridge wallet, I am probably set for life, or at least for the next decade. I will probably own fewer than 10 wallets in my lifetime. Story 22. I switched to card cases years ago. I bought a new one last December. Before that, I had used one for a few years. I cycle through them every few years. Story 23. I bought a carbon fiber money clip in 2014. I have tried the Ridge wallet and other money clips, but I keep coming back to the carbon fiber money clip. It is lightweight and just the right size. Story 24. Never, I just took my mom's. The big leather wallet your dad has with 200 fidelity cards dating back to 1975? The one you put your receipts in to make them bigger? My dad bought one of those for my mom. She never used it, so I just took it. The thing is like 15 years old. I used it every day. It's just a nice wallet. Story 25. In 2016, when I graduated from university, I bought myself a Louis Vuitton wallet. 9 years later, it is still perfectly fine. I barely use it. It just sits in my car center console. Story 26. I had one my grandmother gave me that I used throughout my army service in college. Fell apart and I bought another. That lasted a long while. I think I am on my third. I was thinking about buying a new one, but I have been through a lot with this one. Story 27. I have never bought a wallet. Someone always gifts me a new one before the current one wears out. Story 28. Teenager. I don't use them now and probably never will again. One day, I realized that I never use anything in my wallet except 2 cards. My driver's license and 1 credit card. I leave the rest at home. I have a pocket on my phone that holds 2 cards. I haven't needed anything else in 20 years. Story 29. I've owned 2. The last one lasted 30 years, and this one is getting close to 20 and just getting broken in well. Story 30. I don't think I have ever bought a wallet in my life. I was gifted a few as a child and teenager, but since I turned around 20 years old, I have used a phone case that keeps my cards, tickets, and receipts, and have stopped using a wallet entirely. Story 31. A long time ago, when I was in middle school, I had one. Later, I got a new one, but I did not like it, so somehow I still have my old wallet decades later. Still holds up well. Story 32. 9 years ago, the time before that, I lost my wallet during a walk around town. Over 5 years later, I received a random phone call from an appliance store. They had found my wallet in their parking lot and managed to find my phone number to notify me. I was very confused because I already had my wallet, but I went to the store anyway since they said my name. I was shocked. Story 33. 7 years ago, my wife and I went to New York on vacation. We visited the Coach store and bought genuine leather wallets. We both still use them today, and they look brand new. Great investments. I will buy again. This is the second real wallet I have had since becoming an adult, assuming one every 10 to 15 years based on my experience so far. Story 34. I have a Louis Vuitton wallet. My ex bought it for me 18 years ago. At the time, I was upset she spent more than $500 on a wallet I did not even need. This explains why she is my ex. However, I have to admit that after 18 years, it is time to replace the wallet, and I would gladly pay the equivalent of $1,200 now. Story 35. I got a great deal on a Shell Cordovan leather wallet a little over 12 years ago. While its shine has definitely dulled a bit and the stitching has needed occasional touching up, it definitely looks like it will have no problem lasting another 12 years. Story 36. I don't use a wallet anymore. I use rubber bands from broccoli or other grocery items. I probably had 6 or 8 throughout my teens and into my early 20s. Story 37. In 2018, I bought it at a leather shop by the beach. It has a space for money, a space for business cards, several pockets for credit cards, my license, and other items. My favorite part is the coin pouch with a zipper. It is the best wallet I have ever owned. Story 38. When I completed my 10th grade 10 years ago, I have still been using it. I washed it a couple of times, and it is still holding up. Story 39. Over 30 years ago, I carried 2 credit cards, a driver's license, and 2 car registrations in an RFID sleeve, with cash loose in my pockets. No big lump in my back pocket, no opportunities for pickpockets. I only keep credit cards for backup as I pay with my phone. Story 40. I never bought a wallet. When I was 12, I was given one as a gift, and I have been using it for nearly 20 years. Story 41. I stopped buying wallets years ago and switched to slim metal credit card holders. These work great since I almost never use cash. If I need cash, I just fold it and put it in my pocket. All I really need to carry is an automated teller machine card, a credit card, my Costco card, and my driver's license. I also have a few of my business cards tucked in my holder but rarely need them. Story 42. I'm in my 40s. I started carrying a wallet daily when I was 12. I am on my second wallet, and it is still in good condition. One more wallet will probably get me to the end. Story 43. Crazy good question. Well done. At 25, I am on my third wallet. Growing up, I had an ugly trifold wallet. I then moved to a more traditional leather bifold. Around middle or high school, I upgraded to a nicer, still mass-produced leather bifold. I have been using that one for as long as I can remember. Maybe I won't, but I have always considered buying a nice, well-crafted wallet when I feel as though I have made it. Who knows, though? Story 44. I bought the last one about 4 years ago. I might have owned 4 in 2 decades of carrying one, all of them quite cheap or a gift. By extrapolation, assuming that I live for 50 more years, I might own 14 total over my lifetime. Story 45. My wife got me a metal wallet recently. I like it better than the bifold or trifold styles. The leather ones always fall apart. Story 46. A couple of months ago, I realized I go through wallets a lot. I will probably buy another one before the end of the year because I do not like this one as much as I thought I would. Story 47. About 8 years ago, I got a stick-on card holder for the back of my phone, and I have never gone back. It is one less thing to carry around and worry about losing or getting stolen. Depending on the quality, they can last up to a few years before I replace them with a new stick-on. They sell them very cheaply online. The only downside is that it is not great for carrying lots of cash. Story 48. 6 years, still going strong. I occasionally treat it with dubbin when I do my boots. I think I will be buried with it. Story 49. I am in my 50s and I am on my 4th wallet. My current wallet is about 2 years old. The previous one is still perfectly okay. I just wanted to downsize. Story 50. I'm 27 and I've had 3 wallets, but my dog ate the last one, and I lost the previous one. I expect my current wallet to last me for a long time. It is a Mont Blanc. I got it as a gift, so I doubt I'll get myself a better wallet in at least 10 years. Story 51. I have a very specific wallet that carries a pen in it. I have owned both for more than 15 years. I would have had the pen longer. However, there was a hole in my pocket, and it fell out. It was working fine, but I never found it even when walking back to look. Story 52. Personally, about 10 years. My wife gave me one 4 to 5 years ago. It is made of good leather and is still in great shape, so I will probably have it forever. Story 53. I found that not everyone shares my point of view regarding what a good wallet is. In my early years, I had the typical wallet where you could stuff paper or plastic denominations into the large pocket, where they would fold or bend in half when you folded the wallet. Over the years, I shifted to a wallet that is essentially a money clip with added leather flaps. Those flaps hold my bank cards, randomly acquired business cards, which I have to organize periodically, and a convenience slot with a window for my driver's license. Even then, I have tried 2 styles of the money clip component. One is essentially a bent wire with memory that applies consistent pressure. The other is a slim rod with a spring-loaded hinge on the end. You flip it open to add or remove larger quantities of bills and flip it closed to behave more traditionally. Here are a couple of notable points. 1. If you enjoy having your wallet in your hip pocket, be wary of letting it get too large. Sitting on a large lump in this location can lead to discomfort or pain. This type of pain might require a visit to your doctor, who may ask where you put your wallet. 2. If you wear a nice suit or similar attire, such as dress pants and a blazer, whether you put your wallet in your hip pocket or your inner jacket breast pocket, here is some advice I got from my tailor long ago. Try to keep your wallet as thin as possible or separate your money into a money clip apart from your wallet. He said that a thick wallet will lead to premature wear and tear of your pocket and the surrounding area. He added, I am happy to sell you a new suit, but I figure you might want to make it last as long as possible. Story 54. November 2019, my second wallet after my first leather-like wallet disintegrated after a long while. A limited colorway from Herschel. I quite like it and probably will not replace it until it falls apart, so maybe another 10 to 20 years, or if I have a pressing need for a dressy leather one. Story 55. About 4 years ago, I decided I would never buy another card again. My cards are on my phone. I might buy a card holder to keep physical cards, but it will stay in a drawer. Story 56. 2 years ago, I had a local leather maker create 2 identical wallets for me and my best mate for our 40th birthdays. Before that, my last wallet was maybe 10 years old, and I had 1 or 2 before that. I lost one with money in it when I was about 13, and the pain haunts me to this day. Story 57. I have a Steve Madden wallet I bought about 5 years ago. It is holding up pretty well. The thing I am really proud of is that I put my credit card in the flap, so to tap it on the point-of-sale system, I flip it out like a detective badge. It beeps and then I put it back. I do not have to take it out of the wallet. Story 58. I still have the same one from when I turned 11. Now I am almost 30. It is a Columbia leather wallet with a middle flap. I do not even know if it is considered good quality or not. Transit tickets are on the left side, driver's identification in the middle, and credit and debit cards on the right. Story 59. I am almost 30 and have owned 2 wallets that I actually used, not counting gift wallets from when I was a kid before I needed one. I lost my first wallet when I was 15. I worked at the family business beginning at 11, so I had a use for a wallet early. I still use the wallet I replaced it with, which is about 14 years old. Ideally, I will never own another, but I know that is probably unrealistic. Based on my current rate of going through wallets, I will hopefully use no more than 4 or 5 in my lifetime. I love a good old leather wallet. I will never own one of the modern metal ones with a money clip. To this day, I cannot help but smell my wallet when I take it out. That combination of money and leather smell is like a drug to me. Story 60. Bought an extra wallet several years ago to replace my aging bifold wallet. It was damaging my cards when I sat on them, and the new one is still holding up really well. My cards are in great shape because there is a metal shell protecting them now. Story 61. Got a Ridge wallet 5 years ago. Still use it today. I don't see myself getting anything else but another Ridge wallet, as it is the smallest possible option to carry cards in cash. Before that, I used a Montblanc card sleeve plus a Tiffany money clip. Story 62. About 2.5 years ago, but it is really just a card holder. Cash stays in my front pocket. It has a strap I can hook a chain to when I ride. Until it falls apart, I am going to stick with it. Story 63. I have a wallet that I purchased 10 years ago. It was from the first round of manufacturing by a close friend of mine, who quit his job, moved to Mexico, and set up a company to produce fine leather goods. He died about 6 months after realizing his dream and getting things into production. I bought 2 more just like it the day he passed away. It will be the only wallet I ever carry. Story 64. My last one, which I barely use anymore. My phone has replaced most of its functions. I do not know for certain where it is in my home. Story 65. Define wallet. I used to carry a big leather item that held my whole life in it. Money, every card you could think of, coins, and every receipt from the last year. Now I carry a small, thin card holder with my license, Medicare card, and electronic funds transfer point-of-sale card. That is it. It has a small spot for notes, but I do not carry any cash anymore. The card holder gets replaced every 4 or 5 years, I guess. Story 66. The only wallet I have ever bought was because I spent a month in Europe and their money does not fit in an American wallet. I have never bought one otherwise. My grandfather died when I was 11 and I asked if I could have his wallet. My grandmother gave it to me, and I have never used anything else. It is kind of wild that I have had it for almost 2 decades now. Story 67. My current one I have had for 9 years. The one before that lasted 6 years before the zipper broke. I received one for Christmas 3 years ago, so I have my next backup. Story 68. I just got a hornback alligator wallet a couple of weeks ago. The edge paint on the Coach wallet my wife gifted me about 8 years ago came off. I was looking for a decent leather craftsman willing to repair it, but have not had any luck yet. I feel like the alligator wallet is going to tear through my pants, my car seat, and my skin. Story 69. I bought a Flowfold wallet about 10 years ago, and it is still going strong. Story 70. Maybe 8 years ago, I bought a nice handmade leather wallet from a leather maker. If I buy another someday, it will be because I enjoy handmade products, not because I need a new one. Story 71. Never bought one. My grandfather gave me the first, which I used for about 10 years. My wife bought me the next one, but the dog chewed it, so she bought another. Story 72. Switched to a Zenlet wallet 10 years ago. I will never go back to owning a regular wallet again. They last about 7 years. Story 73. 20 years ago, perhaps. I think I will have 2 or 3 wallets during my life. I am on my second now, and it shows no signs of damage, so I might have it for another 20 years before a replacement is needed. Story 74. I like trifolds. They usually lose their shape after about 5 to 8 years, so that is when I replace them. I am due for a new one soon. Story 75. Probably about 10 years ago, I bought a nice handmade leather wallet that was blue-dyed. It has turned into a rich dark turquoise due to the patina developed over the years. I can imagine I will keep it for another decade or so at least. Story 76. I have not bought a wallet in years. Usually, a woman I am dating at the time sees my wallet and buys me a new one. Story 77. A year or 2 ago, I lost my wallet at a convenience store. I left it on the cashier's counter. Thankfully, one of the employees who worked there also worked at the same organization as I do. It is also a phone case. Story 78. I usually wear out a good quality leather wallet every 10 to 12 years. My purchase was about 4 to 5 years ago. Story 79. About 7 years ago. Started to fall apart, so I am due for a new one soon. Over 45 years, I have owned about 10 wallets in total. Story 80. My wife had a custom handmade shell cordovan and butteroll leather wallet made for me as a Christmas gift in 2018. It has only gotten nicer in the last 7 years, so it might be the last wallet I ever need. I am 56, so it might outlast me. Story 81. About 5 or 6 years ago. My last wallet lasted about 15 years. I decided to go minimal this time. A small wallet that holds a couple of bank cards, a license, a few other important cards, and occasionally some money. Notes only. No room for coins. Story 82. I have had the same wallet for over 10 years, and it is still in very good condition. As long as it remains this way, I will keep it. Story 83. I decided to spend a bit more on my recent wallet purchase than I typically do. It is made with quality leather and is the nicest one I have ever owned. I imagine it will last me many years. It was very stiff when I first purchased it. It is still somewhat stiff, but more comfortable now. It is also starting to get a nice patina. Saddleback Leather Company is the brand of the wallet if anyone is curious. Story 84. I am not sure how many I have owned over my lifetime so far, but I think it is about time to get a new one. The one I have is getting a little worn out. Story 85. 3 years ago, I had about 10 over the years. I currently have 2. One stays at home with the extra cards. Story 86. My wife bought me a new wallet last Christmas. I told her before Christmas when she mentioned I needed a new wallet. I don't want a new wallet. Not now, not ever. She got me one anyway. But I didn't start using it until March. I had my last wallet since the summer of 2005 and loved it. It was falling apart, but I still loved it. The new one is growing on me, but it is a long, sad process. Story 87. In 2013, I bought a front pocket leather identification wallet from Saddleback Leather Company. It is still my wallet today and the last one I have purchased. Story 88. My last two wallets have been generic versions of the Ridge wallet money clip and card holder types. I think I got a solid 5 years out of the first one before the elastic bands started losing their tension. I like that compact style and generally just need a few cards and maybe $40 in cash on hand in case I need to grab an iced coffee or cover some other small miscellaneous expense. I used to seek out a nice leather wallet in hopes of a buy-it-for-life situation, but the form factor on those was ultimately larger than I liked. As more transactions became digital or card-based, I no longer needed the extra capacity those offered. Story 89. I had a bunch of wallets in high school. I used to buy the cheap Spencer's chain wallets or whatever, and they would wear out, get lost, or I would outgrow the designs printed on them. Now, I only use plain leather wallets. When one wears out, I shop around and try a few. Once I find one I like, I use it for about a decade until it wears out. Story 90. In 2019, at a mall with my ex-wife, whom I had just met, we got matching wallets. Since then, I have 3D printed myself a wallet and have been using it for years. Story 91. I bought a very slim bifold wallet probably more than 15 years ago that I still use today. Can only hold my license plus a couple of credit cards, but that is all I ever really need. On rare occasions when I want to carry cash, I have a bigger one that my wife got me about 10 years ago. Both of these are in perfectly fine shape, so I expect them to last for many years. I am 43, so maybe I will never need a new wallet again. Story 92. A few years ago. I guess it will wear out in a couple of decades, and I will eventually need another one. Counting the 1 or 2 I had as a kid, maybe 3 to 4 wallets in my lifetime. Story 93. I bought this Xbox wallet backpack combo from GameStop a few years ago. I collect wallets. The most expensive was a Prada wallet, which was a gift. I currently have 9 in my desk drawer. Story 94. I use a card holder that I 3-dimensionally printed for 2 cents of plastic. It has held up for 2 years now and will last me another couple of years. Story 95. My father bought this wallet about 30 years ago, but died approximately 15 years ago. I gladly inherited it because it was a much better wallet than the one I had at the time. It is my last wearable keepsake from him, so I will wear it until it falls apart. I use it daily. It has faded in some spots, but none of it is falling apart. I may be able to give it to my son one day, if I have one. Story 96. Last time I bought one, I was still in high school. I am 28 now. I still own that wallet, but I just do not use it. My old friend with benefits bought me my current wallet. It is a nice Louis Vuitton black wallet. I have had this one for about 2 years now. Story 97. I do not think I have ever bought a wallet. The first one I had was bought for me. The one I currently have, which is the second one, I traded for a guitar pick. If I continue at my current pace, I will have owned 4 throughout my life, assuming I live to see 65. Story 98. My current wallet is at least 15 years old. I am not sure of the exact age. I will probably buy a new one soon because it has started to fall apart in one of the corners. I am 42 years old, and I am on my 3rd wallet in my life. I doubt I will own more than 5 in total unless one gets stolen. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.